Welcome back, this is Goku Sun DBZ, of course, as always, and welcome back to Video Game News. With that said, let's get to it. Hope you enjoyed the music in the background from Mirror's Edge. First, we have a statement that Madden 21 release, even though it has done well, falls flat with gamers. They call for NFL to drop Electronic Arts as the one who makes the Madden games, though unfortunately I don't see that ever happening. Also, the cool looking indie game that's going to be a launch title for the Xbox Series consoles, um, which really does look like an interesting game. 12 Minutes has announced three major voice cast people as the key characters, since there's really only going to be three characters in the game. They announced which I'm assuming is going to be the villain voice, William Defoe, which of course I will always remember as Norman Osborn / Green Goblin. Daisy Ridley, of course, which played Rey in the new Star Wars films, and James McAvoy, who I know for several different films. Uh, the first film I ever saw James McAvoy in was actually the Disney adaptation of Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe. He played Thomas the Thorn. And of course, also probably better well known for Split as well as Professor Xavier. But with that said, also Tesla, the company Tesla from Elon Musk, announced that they are building a video game software team. So I guess now Elon Musk is interested in getting into the video game market. Wouldn't be surprised. Also, uh, update is been announced and released for a somewhat popular newer multiplayer game online called Spellbreak, which I know nothing about because I don't play multiplayer games. Um, then we have Xbox. Finally, the price tags have been officially released from Microsoft. Originally, it was announced on Microsoft's Twitter feed because one of the prices was already leaked out, unfortunately. The Series S, which is going to be a strictly all digital model, and unfortunately, it's only going to be apparently 500 gigabytes. I thought maybe it'd be a terabyte or something because it's a new model, but nope. It's gonna be strictly 500 gigabytes, which means basically, if you want to be able to store a lot of games in an all digital model, you're probably gonna need at least, I would say, a 4 terabyte external hard drive, which, to be fair, you can get for about $130 at GameStop. Already, uh, already been like fixed, prepped, and stuff for console use, so that's a good. But the Xbox Series S is going to be $299, which is actually a really good deal in my opinion. Though 500 gig hard drive, not impressive. Plus it's on all digital. It's no surprise though; it's pretty cheap. Besides the small hard drive, the fact there is no disk drive and stuff, so it's going to be a whole lot cheaper to manufacture for an all digital because you will need those extra components and stuff for the actual console. Some people are calling it the Xbox refrigerator and stuff like that, and I kind of see where they're coming from. The look, though, is kind of cool. It's 60% smaller than the Series X. Most of the specs actually are not that much different from the X model. The only real difference is it's going to have smaller amount of like memory and stuff, as well as it's going to have less teraflops, which means that the console will take a little longer to load time wise and everything, with those key specs being a lot lower than the Series X. But download time isn't the biggest deal to me personally, though I still prefer physical media over all digital. Though I gotta admit, the digital model, if they come out with a better version with a larger hard drive, I gotta admit, I'm very tempted by the S model, Series S. But we'll see. But yeah. Also, the Series X model is going to be $499. So, yeah, the S model is going to be $200 less. But keep in mind, as I said, because of no disk drive or anything, it's going to be a whole lot cheaper to manufacture for. So it makes sense that it'd be like $200 cheaper. Remains to be seen how much Sony now. Sony's supposed to be having a event this week, a PS5 event. So we'll see whether or not. I'm pretty sure they'll reveal the price tag now that Microsoft's prices are revealed. My guess is we're probably looking at about. I think they'll probably end up trying to make like the disk drive model at least. Probably looking at 450 or rather 449 to 499, the same. And I think the all digital model is probably not going to be as cheap as the Microsoft model, but I think that the digital model is probably going to run about $399, maybe about $100 cheaper than the one with the disk drive. At least that's my predictions, anyways. Keep in mind, we'll see whether or not I'm right or not. Just looking at basic price compared to Microsoft's price range and everything. Also, we have the fact it was announced and confirmed. For some reason, the Series S model won't run Xbox One X versions of backwards compatible games. For some reason, I have no clue why, though. Also, some confirmed announcements this past week that threw me for a loop. One, Ubisoft has confirmed they are re-releasing, but I think only digital. They haven't said anything about physical format. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World beat 'em up game is coming back, but the original creator has zero to do with the re-release or anything because he was fired from Ubisoft. So I'm not sure what that means. So like, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World did get a limited release in the past, but that was by Limited Run Games, which is why it's pretty pricey to collect physical. Also, we got the announcement from Ubisoft that they have confirmed coming out early next year. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time is getting an actual remake. That's a big deal. I mean, we're talking about the predecessor to the Assassin's Creed series, which is Prince of Persia. If you look at game mechanics, climbing, jumping from roof to roof, a lot of different mechanics and stuff, a lot of what was in those Prince of Persia games was carried over to the Assassin's Creed series. Very much it is the successor to the Prince of Persia. I'm just happy to see Prince of Persia come back. I'm hoping maybe if it does good enough, maybe we can see a re-release of other Prince of Persia games, like other games, like in my opinion, the somewhat underrated, like attempted, like reboot game from the late 2000s. I actually like personally, but whatever. Next, you have a Super Mario 3D All Stars, which comes out, I believe, tomorrow. Funny enough, it is all pre-order copies and stuff are already completely sold out on Amazon. However, there are a lot of GameStops that still have tons of copies. Like one of the like local GameStops near where I live has probably because I know the Store Manager has probably about 30 at least extra copies currently not pre-ordered. So yeah, if you can't get through like Amazon or something, I recommend just checking out your local GameStops and see if they have any. That's probably the smartest way to go about it. Also, there's a new documentary coming out called Sega Nintendo Console Wars documentary, but unfortunately, it's going to be exclusive to CBS All Access streaming service app. So I don't see many people watching it because I don't care much for CBS personally. But also, here's a couple of deals right now going on for on PSN for PlayStation VR. Just a few games. Arizona Sunshine for $10. I don't. That's a VR game I know nothing about. Astrobot. on sale for $7.39. Borderlands 2 VR, $25. Everybody's Golf VR, $9.89, which is actually one I'm kind of tempted by. Fairpoint, a shooter game, which it, for the most part, has gotten pretty positive stuff, $10. LA Nora, the VR files, for $15. Marvel's Iron Man VR is on sale for $30, but it's a relatively new VR game. Blood and Truth for $14.79, which is a VR Wolfenstein game. Uh, Tetris Effect, which is actually a cool looking Tetris game, I gotta admit. I'm kind of curious by it. It's on sale for $20. Also, you have PlayStation VR Worlds on sale for $6. I have it, and it's definitely worth that price if you ask me. Um, PS, was it also the announcement of a special limited edition PS5, a gold edition, which I guess is gonna, I'm not sure, have like gold plating or whatever on it, but they said it's gonna be a $10,000 console. Sorry, but you're bonkers, Sony. Though I'm sure there's some idiots out there that'll actually pay it to have more money than brains. Also, this is a couple of the confirmed launch titles for the Xbox Series X. Um, Gears Tactics, Marvel's Avengers, Dirt 5, Watch Dogs Legion, FIFA 21, NBA 2K21, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Tetris Effect, Connected, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and some racing game called WRC9. And those are the confirmed launch titles that are coming out day one with the console. That's most of them. Now a couple more pieces of news and then finish up. We got the announcement of a new Zelda Hyrule Warriors game, which has been confirmed. It is taking place in the same world as Breath of the Wild. In fact, it's going to be a prequel, story-wise, to Breath of the Wild. So that's actually kind of cool. The game is releasing this November, so if you're a fan of the original Hyrule Warriors game, or enjoy Breath of the Wild and stuff, I recommend getting it. Heck, I highly recommend Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U or Switch, whichever version. It's a really good game. If you like Dynasty Warriors, you'll love it. Also, I don't care much, but I'm sure some people do. Ninja has officially signed a multi-year deal and returning to Twitch. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are going to be happy about Ninja returning to Twitch. Personally, I don't care. Never watched Ninja. Don't know anything about him. I'm not on Twitch. If I was, I'd probably be watching mainly Maximilian Dude, but that's just me. Also, some new indie games that have released on the Nintendo eShop and prices. Meganoid for $8.99, and these are all indie games, as I said. Party Hard 2, $19.99. Caveman Tales, $9.99. Space Robinson, $9.99. Other Side, but Side is spelled incorrectly. It's instead of SIDE, it's CIDE, whatever. And it is normally $39.99. It's on sale for $31.99. Mana Spark Complete Edition, normally $11.99, on sale for $4.79. It's actually a game that looks interesting to me. And then we have some new games coming out for the Nintendo Switch. First, we have Flying Soldiers, which is a sort of a platformer type of game where you play as birds. More specifically, I know because when I was a kid, I had actually one of these birds as a pet. They are a member of the parakeet family called Budgerigars, native to Australia, but whatever. Probably don't care about bird species and stuff, but that's what the bird is in the Flying Soldiers game for $17.99. Release on September the 17th. Then we have a point and click type of game, the Secret Order Return the Buried Kingdom. It is coming out the 18th. It is $19.99. Next, we have a game that I already have on PS4, but it's actually a really good game. It's called Lost Ember. It is $29.99, but right now, if you pre-order it, they're offering $3 knocked off. It's coming out the 24th this month. It's called Lost Ember. It actually is a very interesting game. You also have a game called Troll Hunters, being released the 25th for $39.99. Then you have a game I'm sure people who grew up with Nickelodeon would like this. It's called Nickelodeon Kart Racer 2, being released for $39.99 on October the 6th. We have also a G.I. Joe game coming out, G.I. Joe Operation Blackout, being released the 13th of October for $39.99. And last but not least of upcoming releases, Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, coming out November the 13th for $59.99. Personally, from what I've seen of the game, $59.99 is a bit pricey. Asking price, but, well, unfortunately they know Kingdom Hearts fans will pay it regardless, which sucks. They take full advantage of us. Now, quickly, one newer game that I saw this past week on Metacritic, these are just Critic scores, is called Hot Shot Racer. Actually looks like a fun game. PC port scored a 76% among critics. Switch version got a 80%, and the PS4 version got 79%. It did not get released on Xbox, though. Then, quickly, a bit of movie news, and then done for this edition. Right now, 3 recent movies that have been released. First, New Mutants, which currently domestically has made $13,840,000. Worldwide, it's done $22,430,000. Unhinged, starring Russell Crowe, domestically $12,326,000. Worldwide, $24,326,000. Tenet, which domestically has done $20,200,000. Worldwide has done $152,300,000. Not bad. So far, the top 5 largest grossing movies of the year. Very interesting. And this is strictly worldwide box office total. In 5th place currently is Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, $201 million. 4th place, Doolittle, with $246 million. 3rd place, Sonic the Hedgehog, doing $306 million. The 800 doing $336 million. 99% of its box office comes from the country it was released in, China. So if you never heard of currently number 2 for the year, that's probably why, because it was released in China. Coming at number 1 so far for the still number 1 with $424 million, Bad Boys for Life. Unfortunately, a Michael Bay film is number 1 for the year, and I'm not sure if there is going to be any films this year to dethrone it. There's certainly no billion-dollar films this year, that's for sure. But anyways, that is it for video game news and just a dash of movie news. But I'll see y'all next time, and stay safe out there in YouTube land. See you next time. But quickly, announcement of a couple of new titles that got released. I'll still show you and game pickups in the future, but first we have of recent releases, Re-Reckoning, of course, Amur, or whatever, Kingdoms of Amur, or however you want to pronounce it, by, of course, THQ Nordic. Also, a couple of interesting things, a new release that actually got a physical copy, and you can get this for $29.99 at GameStop. A physical release of Oddworld Munch's Odyssey, which is actually very interesting. And a exclusive physical release, only GameStop exclusive, believe it or not. Skullgirls Second Encore got a Exclusive limited physical release for the Switch, exclusive only to GameStop and only for the Switch. It hasn't gone a physical release like this on any other platform, Switch only. So if you've wanted to pick up this game for the Switch physical, go to GameStop, see if they have it or if they can order it for you, or go through GameStop.com. You can get this for $29.99. Same for this. Both these games are $29.99 each. More than worth it, and I highly recommend Skullgirls. Speaking as someone who actually went out of his way to get the Vita version by Limited Run, plus has a digital version on PS4, and I'm happy to have Skullgirls now on the Switch. Specifically physical, and for $30, more than worth it if you ask me. So yeah, if you get a chance, go to GameStop, pick this game up. It's great, and it has rollback netcode, so it has great online gameplay as well. But anyways, I'll see y'all next time. Same YouTube channel.